Hey guys, welcome back to Jordan Samuel Skin Talks. I just feel like that was really like, hi guys! First of all, I didn't mention this in the last video. You can can you see it? There's like a bruise. I got Botox yesterday. Got a little bruise. Which of course happens, you know. They hit something. Anyway. Alright. Today, this is gonna sound a little weird on what we're talking about. So I hope I can express and explain myself correctly, which Lord knows is not always the easiest thing. But you know, if you have questions, we'll put them down underneath. Which is funny, I said if you have questions because this is gonna be about questions. So something I've had a lot of recently, and a lot of as I grow too, and I'm humbled by it and I love it because I learn from it, but I don't want you guys to expect certain things from me, or really anybody for that matter, is somebody will write me this very nice thing and say, yada, 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 loving your products, using them, but I have this reaction to something. Or just got a new SPF, why am I breaking out? I have no idea, because it's not that easy. And the reason I wanted to bring that up is because I will see then that person, like if I give them an answer of, sorry, like I need way more info, and in reality I need to see your skin in person, not just a photo. I need to see it in person. There are ways around it, sort of, if I had a ton of background info plus a photo of your skin, but the best thing is to see it in person. But then, so I'll then see that person follow up with somebody else, which is totally fine, but then that person maybe isn't an esthetician or a dermatologist, and they're giving them info that is just like, could be correct, but at that point it's the lottery. Like, hope you win, because otherwise you could be getting rid of a product that's actually not the problem. You could be continuing to use continuing to use the product that actually is the problem. You could be doing too many things all at once. You could, you know, all of a sudden start exfoliating because you think you're breaking out from congestion and dead skin when you're actually breaking out from inflammation and irritation, so the exfoliation actually just exacerbates in that so you sort of get the picture. I hope that was clear. But at the end of the day, there's a lot of things. So what I wrote down was like, stop asking questions, which I know sounds silly because I embrace questions, but don't, I guess more of the point is, don't expect a black and white answer. So if somebody were to come to me with questions like that, you have to go into, you know, how did you sleep last night? Did you sleep on a clean case? Was there air conditioning on? Was there heat on? Do you sweat while you sleep? Did you cleanse in the morning? What product did you use? How many products did you use in your morning routine? Were any of them new? If they were new, how long have you been using them for? Are you under a lot of stress? What did you eat the night before? What did you eat 4 nights before? What has your diet been like? How's your exercise routine been? What environment are you in? How's the weather? Has the weather changed? So as you can tell, like, it literally would be all of these things, and we might be able to hit it out of the park and get the answer immediately through some of those questions, but it's a long process of just, I got a new SPF, I'm breaking out, why? Sure, it could be a reaction to an ingredient. It could be something else. Like I mentioned this in an earlier video. There's so many factors that go into that throwing out that SPF might not be the best bet. That SPF might be totally fine, and it could just be a coincidence that you're breaking out from X, Y, and Z from 3-4 days ago. Diet, stress, etc. So, and the other thing too is, if you're gonna ask me something and say I respond with an answer, and then you need to jump to another person and say it is another esthetician and they answer, they're probably gonna give you a different answer. If you keep doing that, you will, and I've talked about this before too, you will drive yourself nuts, because it's like you're trying to find the answer, and you're not going to get the answer. You're going to get many different answers, which actually all probably work. One might work better, one might work at a different time compared to another, and again, there's just going to be somebody that sort of hits it out of the park or gets it right away, and that could be by sheer luck, it could be by their philosophy, it could be by dealing with the skin type more often, but it's not that easy. So instead of spending time online with, you know, asking questions and trying to figure out which thing is right and which is wrong and blah, 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 I suggest trial and error. And again, I've said this before, and I know it's hard, you guys, but if you buy 4 products, don't use all 4 new products at once. I think a lot of you are really good about doing that, and trust, I understand the excitement of you have a new routine, you want to get a new routine, you want to put it in, but the thing is, it's going to bite you in a second, because if you are reacting to something, I couldn't tell you, and another esthetician online couldn't tell you, a dermatologist couldn't tell you. What we would all probably say is like, stop using the new stuff and then reintroduce it one at a time. You have to. It is the only surefire way to really see what is going on. And then you also have to give that product time too. I've had products where I sort of thought I had a reaction, like day 1, day 2. Granted, as always, and I always put these little like sidebars in, if your face is really hot and red, it's reacting that way, or like blistering, we're gonna discontinue use of that product entirely. That sort of like red means stop. If everything's fine, it's feeling fine, and then after day 1, day 2, you maybe notice a little like white blemish, or a little, you know, maybe more blackheads than usual or something. To me, like red flag, but you still do have to push through, and there hasn't been a ton, so it's not every product, but there's been probably like 2 or 3 where I've actually pushed through for whatever reason, and just knew that like diet was sort of crappy at the time, stress was up, I was hot and sweaty all the time, and I was just like, just give it time, and then it was fine. So it doesn't always happen, but you have to give the product time to work. Yeah, but one at a time, trial and error with yourself. It has to be. And then if you want to pose a question to a friend, and if they have a similar thing, and you can sort of get like, that is good, but putting it into a big public forum, it gets really, really complicated. And if somebody's giving you an answer that's very sweet, but it's not the answer, I really don't believe it's the answer. You know, a home care regimen that's the most important thing, as Narrative says too. That's happening 365 days a year, twice a day, should be at least. So facials are great, but that's the like workhorse of your skin and your routine. So that has to be something that is in place and you're spending money on. However, you really can't have a great at-home regimen if you haven't had time or experience even just once for a consultation recently with a facialist or a dermatologist. While those are spendy, and I know not everybody has the budget for that, if you can find somebody with a little bit of experience, and even just, you don't have to get a full-blown facial, but a consultation where you can be with somebody face-to-face, explain what you've been using, explain how your skin is. That's one of the best things you can do for your skin, because then it's actually going to save you, it really truly will save you money in the long run, as long as you're not, I mean, it's fine to buy product if you want to buy product, but know that that's not necessarily like helping your skin. But they will set you up, not necessarily on a regimen, but what your skin condition is, what's going on with it, what will be the best things, and you know, whether it's a water-soluble cleanser, an oil cleanser, or a toner, or a mist, or a serum, or a vitamin C, or a retinol, or an acid, or a physical scrub, or a physical SPF, or a chemical SPF, and masks, etc. They'll at least be able to spell things out a little bit more clearly for you, maybe give you some guidelines, and then you can do your routine. So like I said, I know that it's not in everybody's budget. Facials are very expensive, and can be very expensive, but there are consultations that spas give, and sometimes, you know, the consultation's a fraction of the cost, but then it can be redeemed, you know, or taken off the facial if you get a facial once there. But maybe you just get a consultation. You can do the same thing with your dermatologist. You know, if you're going for a skin mole check, add on, you know, you want to talk about your skin and talk about what's going on, and just, all you have to do is put your foot down. It doesn't have to be, you know, you don't necessarily aren't looking for treatments, aren't looking for lasers or fillers or Botox, or maybe you are, but so be your own sort of like trial and error. Stop asking questions online. If you're asking questions, ask them in person to an esthetician or a dermatologist. But that is what I have to say about that, which is like, stop asking questions. No, keep asking questions, but just know that the answer is not black and white. Sometimes it is, sometimes it's very straightforward, but otherwise, thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed that. I hope that helps, and I will see you guys next week. Bye. Hi everyone, thanks for watching. You can subscribe by clicking the black JS circle down below so we can stay in contact and keep talking. To watch more videos, you can click on the link here, or possibly here. Thanks for watching. Bye.